Some thoughts about my writing process. The process I use is an amalgam of inspiration, perspiration and a bit of desperation. Probably as a result of watching a lot of film and TV media as a kid. For me, ideas come visually at first. I've got a notebook and want to write everything down, and it tends to be full of wee bits of information such as remember the wee fat man with the umbrella, and that's enough to jog my memory when I get to it later on. And then after that it's mainly inspiration. I wouldn't write at all if the ideas didn't come to me in my head. I find I get a lot of ideas clamouring for attention all at once, and I write them down in a notebook, a wee notebook I carry about everywhere. And sometimes one of the ideas gets a wee bit more depth and I get a better image of it. And at this stage I find myself thinking about it almost constantly, until I get a plot or maybe an ending. Sometimes a beginning comes first, but the pictures start moving and the story starts going, and I know I'm on the right place, in the right path. So that's the inspiration. But soon after that, they start talking. The voices in my head start talking to me, like actors reciting lines or people telling me stories. It's like an auditory hallucination. I've had it all my life. It can be a curse when you're trying to get to sleep and people are shouting in your ear. But as a writer, it's good news because I can just listen and write things down. At least that's how it feels sometimes when it's all going well. And the voices I hear are the same as the voices from my favourite films and books and TV series, Victorian Britons, hard-boiled detectives, Scottish histories, and scientists. Mad scientists appear a lot. So do big sword-wielding barbarians and gibbering monsters from Lovecraftian type works. And they all shout to be heard. The ones that shout the loudest are the ones that get written down, usually. And for the writing part itself, that's hard, but some people like to have a plan when it comes to writing, but I'm not one of them. At the first draft stage, the most important thing I can do is sit down in my rear end at a table and write. It doesn't matter what medium I use, whether it's a pen and paper or the word processor, could even be charcoal or crayon for all I care. Just get the idea out of my head and onto something else. And only then can I look at it and think, is this any good or is this a bunch of shite? I've tried writing outlines, both for short stories and for novels, but I've never stuck to one yet. My finger's got a direct line to what I call my mojo, and I continually get surprised at the outcome. And thanks to South Park, I call these my "oh shit, I've killed Kenny" moments. And when they happen, I know I'm doing the right thing. So that's more of that inspiration stuff, really. My mojo, if you like. There's also a certain amount of perspiration involved, especially in the writing. But if I find it feels like too much like hard work, I'm usually ending in the wrong direction, because when it's flowing, it's flowing. When it's work, it's work. And when it becomes too much work, I just put it in the bin. It goes straight into a recycle bin. There's no point in plodding through it because it's going to be shit in the end. And there's a certain degree of desperation in what I want to do, because I want to get better. I want to make the big sale, see my name in lights, all that happy stuff. But I try not to think about that too much, especially the older I get, it hasn't happened yet. The technicalities, I generally start about noon, having spent the morning getting the chores done, the shopping done, admin done, pissing about in social media. I get all that squared away and I sit down at my laptop and I write. I write in bursts, 400 words at a time, something like that. And I stop to go back and look at social media again, or head downstairs for some coffee and some biscuits. And that goes on until tea time when I stop, usually. I average, what with editing, deleting, rewriting and stuff, probably around 1,300 to 1,500 words a day. And over the course of the year, that builds up to a lot of words. And I've lost my place, sorry. Once I've got these words built up, I have to find something to do with it. And that gets to the next stage. I'll talk about that some other time. But the important bit is what I've spoken about here. Writers write. It's what we are, it's what we do, it's what I am, it's what I do. I'm 66 years old this year and I'm still working away and I can't see myself stopping. Thanks for listening, and we'll speak again later.